There's no chat. Oh, there we go. Yes, it was. So can everyone hear and see? Hello from Chicago. How's it going? So I'll just chill for a couple minutes. Oh, there we go. It looks like starting to turn on there now. When I first go live, I get like no feedback for a bit. The delay seems to be 40 seconds. Interesting. That's yeah, maybe that. It seems like it took about 40 seconds to get started. I don't know, maybe just transient delays, or maybe, I don't know, maybe my internet's bad or something. Hi from Indonesia. That's so interesting. You can just click a button and instantly be connected with people from all over the world. Bit of delay with the YouTube CDN doing its thing. Yeah, I wonder if it's I wonder if maybe even if you refresh the stream, if it'll start again. Because when I started, I had like it just did nothing for probably about 40 seconds. There was no chat or anything. You're Canadian? Yep. I set my YT player to 1.25 speed, then it finally catches up. Yeah, I guess maybe that's yeah, just the start of the stream, I guess, maybe. "23 seconds. All right, we're at 0. So I guess I'll get started with my itinerary. Now it only takes 10 seconds. Huh. Yeah, I guess YouTube's lagging tonight or something. So yeah, I still don't really know what I'm doing with this whole live stream thing. So far, it seems like Saturday is my live stream day. At least for the past 4 weeks, I think I've done a live stream. So I guess I'll just try to keep that up. It's all, I suppose, part of the experimentation process of just seeing what works, like what this whole new streaming thing is. It's interesting because it's like, it seems like a, in a way, it almost seems like a vanity career or something. But every every time I do a stream, I'll get like maybe one channel member or something. And I kind of wonder, like, just like I said in one of my previous streams, like, it seems like everything is moving online. Maybe the thing that everyone will do for their business will just be live streaming, because I see that even more on LinkedIn. There's like just so much, everyone's live streaming, and like it seems like literally everyone has a podcast these days. It's just it's like it or love it. This is the future. You have to live stream, and it's a lot of work. It's so much work to. I think every time I've done this, I'm like, I'm gonna have the stream set up to go hours in advance, and then it's like 10:30 every single time. It's always like a last minute thing. Anyone with a solo career is also a content creator in 2024. Yeah, I think that's kind of how if you want to bootstrap a business, I think in these days, like, you have to. I remember when I was a kid, my parents had a business. They used to go to like a bulletin board, like a physical bulletin board, and post like little things with, here's stuff I'm selling. And then you would like take off the tabs. I mean, you still see those if like there's a lost pet or something. You can take off a phone number, but that was how you advertised. But of course, if you do that now, no one will, newspapers and stuff. Yeah, actually we used to advertise in the newspaper, but like it's getting even hard to buy a newspaper now. So like it or love it, everyone is going to have to live stream if you want to do a business. I mean, I've concluded, I watched a bunch of live streamers and tried to figure out how hard is this? Like, you mean, why is it hard? It's just like the process of setting up the technology. So like I wanted to kind of separate my computers. And also the other computer, the fan is like super, super loud. So I have a separate laptop here, and just the process of like attaching the cables and stuff like it. And then every time I shut down the stream, OBS is, it resets all the windows, because I have to like, every time I have to open YouTube, I have to open the YouTube chat, and then I have to align the chat section over here. And it takes, the OBS, opening the OBS. And the thing is, like, if I had way more money, I could do it faster, because I could buy a separate camera. I could have like this is why in film production they have the concept of sets, because you can set up a set. Like I could just, if I could clone all my stuff, I could have a separate camera there, and that camera is just the live streaming camera, and then the cable is always connected, and the OBS is always configured, and then I don't have to reset that up every time. But because I was using that camera, I had to put the tripod mount on it, and it just takes so much time. So how much did you make? I'll try to go chronologically here. Yeah, I'll get to that in a couple seconds. So the next thing I wanted to say was my live streams will suck, because I've looked up like other, the big streamers, and I can see why they're talented, and I really don't think I have that live streaming talent. It's just not maybe if I drank a lot of energy drinks and I did a lot more content planning or something, but I kind of expect that my live streams are just going to be like people who watch my content who want to know, how does this person speak off camera? Then you'll click on the live stream and then watch like 5 minutes and be like, oh, that's what they talk like. When are we getting fabricating chips in McDonald's? That's a good video idea. We'll see. Don't sell the ship short, brother. The more time spent in front of the camera, get the swing of things. The thing is, I question, like, is it is that even the correct move? Because obviously, like the how to make a CPU video, that might get a lot of views. And if I was focused on becoming the best streamer, I don't think I would make videos like that. So it's like, it's in a way, it's like a slightly different type of career trajectory and it's a different type of content. Because like if you're doing, think like XQC or something, I don't think would be able to, do a video like that. It's just a very different type of content. And I said they were always last minute. So you guys wanted to know what, let me not spill this tea here. All right, so how much money did I make? So here's the revenue figure. I just took a screenshot and copied that over. Eric Rosen makes money streaming chess, and he's not super high energy animated talking guy. Yeah, I think it's like it's a part of your it's a part of the full like gamut of content creation. So you have to like, now that we all have to be on the internet all the time, you have to people want a little bit of live stream content to like in this one. I feel like I'm really behind on a bunch of stuff, and I just want to give like a brief update. Like ideally I do I've almost started to think like live stream is a good substitute for vlogs, because a vlog content, I don't know if like the Casey Neistat style content, I don't think that does super well anymore. But maybe live streaming is the better replacement to that, because it's like it's so much easier. I just sat down and I kind of, whatever I came up with for my notes, that's what I'm going to present, and then it's not like a video where I keep thinking like, oh man, I'm 90% done, and then I find an error, and then I go back and redo it. I see good content versus clickable content. Don't have to be different, but I get it. Oh, please don't try to be XQC, I beg you. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, like the top streamers, there's a certain quality that you have to have to do that, and I think it just makes sense to be like, nah, I'm not going to try to do that. A lot of streaming has to do with dumbing things down in a way. Yeah, there's lots that could be said about that topic. Last person, one should take as a role model. Yeah, but like the thing is, he's one of the top ones, or I don't know what. All the top streamers are like very kind of. I can't really stand watching them. They're just, I don't know. It's a really specific type of content. Yeah, so that's the overall revenue. So 2.8 million views. 50,000 watch hours. That's probably the one that I'm the most proud of, because the whole point of making the video was I want to just make it a little bit more. I want to teach a lot of people how to actually make a CPU, because most people. I remember before I made that video, I actually went to YouTube and typed in like how to make a CPU, and Intel had a video on how to make a CPU, and it was this like super colorful animation. It was really interesting. Like it was so abstract that like I know how the process worked, like where they were cutting up the silicon wafers and stuff like that. Like it was clear to me. I could understand it, but to other people, it just looked like random blobs and figures and stuff, because it was all done as a cartoon. And it only made sense if you already knew how the process worked. And some of the top comments were like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I have absolutely no idea what this is about. I think it's great you started the stream. I've only seen one of your videos, and this reminded me of your channel, watching you at 4 a.m. Yeah, that's a good point. And I think that's kind of how a lot of content creation works. You got to just like keep making content, or everyone just forgets that you exist. And presumably, like after you watch this video, then if you see another video of mine, you'll be like, oh, it's that guy. Whereas like if you didn't see this stream, then you wouldn't make the connection. So my guess is that it probably increases retention on like everything else on your channel. You ever live stream yourself coding your terminal video game? I've thought about that. I've kind of like, well, maybe I actually have a section to talk about that for the terminal game a bit later. But right now, I guess I feel like I'm still, even though my 30 consecutive days of videos, that was almost a month ago now, but I feel like I'm still just catching up on it. Just a bunch of random stuff that's piled up that I've been trying to get done. Lots of hogwash marketing stuff for the most part, though. I forget what we were talking about. Probably about the Intel video. Yeah. I would say it was probably like, my guess is it was like probably the marketing department, how they would explain chip creation. I'd love an expansion on that video. It was so fast and digestible. Did a good job of sparking an interest to understand it further. Yeah, I have thought about doing a follow-up video of it. So I mean, one of the punchlines was, so that's the revenue figure, and especially with where my money is now, that's a super awesome figure to. It's not in my bank account yet, but it's nice to know that's there. But like if I estimate how much money I made in profit, I'd say I'm basically like, I'm kind of break even, because to make that video, as you can imagine, like my lights are on. Let me adjust these. Yeah, whoops. So in the video, you probably noticed I have an actual photo mask. So that's some of you may have noticed that's an actual TSMC photo mask that was I think it's from like 2004 or something. And of course I bought some actual wafers, and a lot of that stuff, it was very difficult to source it, like the silicon monocrystals. You'd wonder, like, where do you go to buy a silicon monocrystal? And I talked to a Polish chemical company, and then the Polish chemical company referred me to a German eBay listing, and then I got it on German eBay. I had to search for like Silicon 1 Crystal on German eBay, and then I had to buy it, and it came on a boat and stuff because it was so long to get here. So there was like I would say it was probably at least 100 hours went into making that video, and I don't know, it depends how you want to count, because there's actually some stuff I bought for that video. Like I didn't know what it would look like, so I bought it, like a couple of the photo masks. I didn't know what I had to get a photo mask that looked good, and like the one I got, the actual pattern, that was a clear pattern where like I could actually shine the light on it and you could see a shadow. And so like it was clear to communicate that like the shadows are what actually creates the pattern. But sorry, a bunch of noise over there. There was a few other photo masks that I bought that the patterns on them were too small, like they were microscopic size, and that's expected, because if you're actually imprinting microscopic patterns at a macroscopic scale, it just looks like almost like a colored looks like a little screen. It doesn't really look like, it's not clear that it's a mask. So there's a couple of photo masks that I bought that because when I bought them I couldn't see a picture of them, so I had to buy them to see what they looked like to figure out if they could go in the video. So anyway, it was an enormous amount of effort. Like if I just consider my time as a software engineer, it's this is not a super profitable thing, but it's also like, it's more of like a business activity. So I do that video, it gets a lot of views, a lot of people see my face. And I mean, this figure here it's got 2.8 million. That's only for YouTube. So there's I see someone like ripped it and then put it on Twitter, and on Twitter it's got like 100,000. And then so there was a few people in the comments saying like that a streamer watched the video, and then there's also like 3 stolen copies on Bilibili, which is like Chinese YouTube, and there's at least like I think 100,000 views there, and probably who knows how many other places. Keep in mind YT results aren't deterministic. Also helps you use VPN incognito session to see different search or use external search. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Your video was awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, yes, exactly. When I saw the notification about your stream, I first thought, who is that? And checked what video of yours I watched. Catchy title, by the way. Yeah, that's it's all about getting the hook right. I just like to admit that I'm a novice on most topics. You have to start somewhere. How much were the wafers, by the way? I think I paid too much for the wafers. I like when I first started out, I didn't really know like where to get what. I think I paid, it was at least a couple $100. I got a case actually of like 25. I think the ones I got actually were like I probably got like I later found out places you can buy like contaminated wafers that are like cheaper, but I think mine were like clean room. So like if you had like a small research lab and you wanted to buy some clean room wafers, those would have been acceptable. Shipping alone must have been crushing. Yeah, it was make like $50 or $70 or something. Can you claim those purchases on tax? Yeah, I mean there's a couple. Some of the GST I have to pay on imports is well, I won't go into all the taxes on it and stuff like that, but anything that's considered an operating expenses is. How's the older side of your back catalog performing as your channel gets more eyeballs? I would say that honestly the shorts, my older shorts videos are getting less views now. Some of the longer forms are getting a bit more. The how to make a CPU is that one's still like getting, it's maybe like 100,000 a day or so. It's starting to trail down. But yeah, it really seems like YouTube seems to like pick one video and then that's the video that gets like 99% of the views, and then it just kind of spins down another one. Where did you buy the silicon plate? Do you mean the silicon wafers, or actually eBay is the answer to most of them. Yeah, it's mainly you have to figure out like what is the search term. I subbed because of your latest sub. Yeah, you probably can write them off. It's a business expense for YouTube. Yeah, I guess the question is, are they an operating expense or a capital expense? I think most of those is not really a lot of other utility. They're kind of like a one-time thing because I'm not using them. So you probably could claim it as an operating expense. I appreciate that you keep them open source. I assume you mean the like the details of numbers and stuff. Yeah, I'll try to do that as much as possible, because ultimately, not only I want to teach people about technology and stuff like that, but if you're out there thinking like, hey, maybe I should quit my job and make YouTube videos about how to make a CPU, then now you'll hear some numbers on how much you'll make. I started studying into chips. Damn, how complicated it is. Need special printers. Yeah, depending on what size. It can be, the technology need is crazy. I would imagine for 2.6 mil, you would make more than that. It's a short video. I think the CPM is actually almost about $1. I know, like, if you do like long form business content, it could be like $8 per thousand, but you're for giving an absolute noob an intro to Linux. Yeah, I have thought about, I guess I consider, in some ways I consider like, I have like what I consider like top of funnel content and bottom of funnel content. So some things I do are a bit more, like I guess some other channels would probably be like more, focused on all beginners content or all advanced content, but I like the idea of like having random stuff that's like some of it is like very general. Like, someone who has no interest in Linux can watch the video and be like, oh, a video about a general purpose thing about Linux, and then you watch that video, and then like you kind of fall down in the pipeline. But yeah, I do think that there's a place for general intro to Linux. I'm surprised you didn't earn more. That many views. Chris, has anyone in the tech industry reached out for sponsorships? I mainly get like spam sponsorships. I have there's a few people who have networked with me and stuff. I'm aspiring to say comp sci and have a dream of starting YouTube streaming sometime. It's just hard to get started, IMO. Yeah, it's I don't know what the future holds. It's kind of a weird job market. Like it's competitive and difficult, but also, at the same time, like it's not like I'm rich. Like this 2.6K is great because I'm my funds are getting pretty low, and I can pay off some credit card debt and stuff. But I'm still, if I get evicted, which is my other dilemma, then the rental market is like $2,100 or something, so that'll go by pretty fast. I guess your CPM will grow as your channel grows. I think that is the case, because eventually what happens is like when YouTube really figures out who wants to watch that video, then I think people will tolerate more and more intrusive ads. Okay, I'll so there's that. There's the about how many views I'm getting. Let's see, this is 28 days. So that's like this here is the shape of the curve. So there's basically 2 days. I think it was about $500, just over $500 for those 2 days. And this is channel. Yeah, that's overall. Let's see. Would you take a job at the same pay in the same tech, but in a different sector, to feel more impactful? I don't know, like to feel impact on the world. If you just focus like there's different questions to ask there. Like one is like feeling impactful in your life and making money and stuff like that. That's maybe a different question. In that case, you probably would prefer a big tech company, just banking lots of money. But I think in terms of like affecting the world and getting your ideas out there, honestly, I think making even if I had like maybe only one video a year, like the how to make a CPU video, that video, a lot of 2.8 million people saw that. So that's like what is that? That's on the order of, and it's still getting a lot of views. So it'll probably flatten out around like 3 million or something. So that's like 1% of the United States of America has seen that video. And at least a few people will probably watch that and be like, huh, that's how CPUs are made. And then that may start the beginning of their career. And, it'll force a lot of people to think about it. I switched to Linux only around year 2006. Never looked back. Yeah, I think it was around 2013 or so. I went full Linux, and before that, I was dual booting with Windows for a while. Your AdSense partner what's your AdSense partner program? Or has all of this works changed? I haven't checked on it in like 8 years. Yeah, there's YouTube connects to AdSense, and that's where some of the stuff goes through. So roughly getting $1,000 and 1 million views. Yep, for this video. That is Canadian. I'm pretty, yeah, it is Canadian because it's all localized. CPU video is pretty evergreen in terms of content. Yeah, it's my I'd say it's my favorite video. Might switch to Linux once Windows 10 reaches EOL. Yeah, Windows is getting more and more unusable. Yeah, so almost 3K revenue for this month so far, and a month's almost over. So, so you know, for anyone, thank you very much for anyone who supported me. I know some of you gave me a channel membership. You know, back when I did my 30 days trying to get my ad revenue up. So if you're a channel member and you went on one of the higher tiers, and you know, if you're rich, you can stay on one of the higher tiers. But if you're financially stretched as well, that 3K in revenue takes some of the pressure off. So if you want to, you can change your membership down to the lowest, I think 99 cents a month or something is the lowest tier. And I'd rather have lots of channel members that are only paying a few cents than to have people who are really stretching themselves. We're basically there now. MS is trying to force upgrades to 11 and not implementing many new features in 10. Yeah, I don't even keep up with Windows at all now. It's just such a lost cause to me. All the cons Linux had before are disappearing year after year, day after day. Yeah, it's definitely true. All of the criticisms that people have about Linux being terrible and hard to use, and those are all true, but they're becoming less true over time. And with Windows, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And there's a lot of stuff where on Linux now it works perfectly, but on Windows it's you struggle with it forever. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Gaming is getting better on Linux. Even NVIDIA is starting to make their drivers better for Linux. It's good to hear. Gaming, I think, is a pretty critical thing to get, especially young people into Linux. Yeah, so that 3K in revenue, that's awesome. Having said that, I'm pretty sure next month's revenue is going to be lower. And I've seen it'd be great if it just went up parabolically and went up 3x every single month. But I have a feeling that the next month will probably be a lot less for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if even in a couple months if it goes down to 10% of what it was this month. Mac OS is still Unix and has a dedicated hardware manufacturer, so it works. Honestly, the Steam Deck was a huge impetus for change. Also, open source GPU driver development being funded by people who want to accelerate machine learning on consumer GPUs. Yeah, I mean, those are two things that I have no insight into. It's the ecosystem of all this open source development is so big that I can't keep up with everything. Okay, so let me move that up. Yeah, so my video production rate has been slowing down. So if you're wondering what I'm up to and what I'm working on, so I'm trying. So my client who owed me a bunch of money, he has paid up. So this week I've actually been doing a little bit of more work for him, which is takes away time from videos, but of course that's it's great because that's another revenue source, helps me pay the bills. shorts videos, the way I do the shorts videos, I've been doing like eight of the intros at once. So I have the last batch of 8 intros are done, and I have to last stream I was brainstorming some new favorite commands. So if you guys have a favorite command that you want, you can mention that, and I'll try to get it queued up. So it'd be nice to get like maybe the next like three months or something of intros done, and then I can work on the actual shorts content as well. It's I mean, it almost sounds surprising probably, but I think I spend more time on the shorts video, the Linux command shorts videos, than when I was doing those one video a day of the long form ones. And it's just because especially everything Linux, all the command line stuff, it just takes a lot longer because I have to do it like correctly. If you're just like, you can just point a camera at something and then throw that up on YouTube. It's just Nmap. That's a good one. Anything like real world stuff to just sit in front of a camera and talk, it's just so much easier to edit. But with especially with the command line stuff, I have to like test. I have to test all of I have to think about like for some of them I actually have to like learn the command because I've like used it, but I haven't used it that much enough to like teach it. So I have to like read the man page over, and then see like how it's actually useful. And usually that leads me down a rabbit hole, and I start to learn a lot more stuff about it. And then for some of them, I'll have to come up with the scenario, and so it's the shorts end up taking a lot more time. But that's and for next week, I have no shorts video. I haven't not even started, so I've got to start writing the script tomorrow, and then. But I think on average I was taking like around three days or so per shorts. Let's see. I actually never really understood touch. Touch command's pretty simple. It just updates creates the file or updates the timestamp. As you said, the shorts is how I got recommended your content. Yeah, that's the eventual goal, is to have like an octopus with 1,000 arms, and then I can just like get all these little pieces of content that are good and viral, and then pull people down in. We'll have browser and GIMP open while watching the stream. I can see 7% memory used, or 43% memory used. I love you. You're so unique. Oh, thank you. T. I think I have a video on T. Cron tab. Oh, I've watched some of your shorts too. I've just realized. Yeah, and that's why you got to be posting stuff constantly, because once you like learn that association between the content, you're like, oh, this like it's all this person, and then that's how you establish brand, and now that we've had this conversation, you'll be way more likely to click on all those videos. Chat rate going up. Let's go. If you have 100 videos, at least some will pull in new people. Am I right? I have more than 100 videos now. Car fobs. Yeah. So next. Well, I didn't mention long form videos, but there's not much to say there. I have not started on any long form videos yet, but I want to. The goal is to get caught up enough that I can get back to that, or at least like do some new thing, and then make a long form video about that. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to even do like 30 long. Once a year, I'll do like 30 days of videos or something, and that'll be my. I'll just do them all at once. But as for the car fobs, for any of you who have been following my housing situation, so in November of last year, the building that I live in, the apartment building that I'm in, was bought by a notorious rent eviction landlord, and he almost immediately started trying to rent evict some of the tenants. I'm not one of the ones he tried to rent evict yet, but they filed an application to renovate like 80 something units, which is almost the whole building. And he's been just doing all kinds of he sent a letter out to every single person saying like, you don't have parking, you're not allowed to park, and you have to pay $250 to park. And I got a notice saying my car is going to be towed when I don't own a car. So he's got like a whole bunch of he's just been making life as difficult for us as possible, and there's tons of turnover. Like the new people managing the building, they had a bunch of people, all new people, and then those people quit because they think they're like maybe not paying them or something. And then the fire alarm went off today, and there was no building management, so the fire department came here to try and investigate, but there's no building people to interact with. I think the shorts were hugely successful. Did they not bring in the numbers? They have. I do think they were successful at the initial. I think that took me from like maybe around 2,000 to like 20,000 subscribers. And they still bring in quite a bit. I'm not necessarily sure it was even like if I had just made the shorts into long form, I think I probably, because I don't know, but I actually kind of assumed that I might have had like almost as much growth. I probably would have had less growth, but probably like way more revenue. So it might have been more financially ahead if I had actually done the longer form, because the ad rates on shorts are like basically nothing. Like even though I have over 100 shorts now, I think I'm making like $1 a day or something. Or sometimes like 60 cents a day. It's almost nothing. Also a tip I've heard from Pirate Software to tick off the box. Oh yeah. A lot of people have mentioned that, and I've been thinking. I've been planning to actually try that, and then like to see what the results were. I was thinking about doing that for the last one I released, but I decided not to because that was the first shorts after my how to make a CPU video went viral. So I thought it might be like it'd be good to like see what the baseline is, because I got almost like 15,000 subscribers from the how to make a CPU video. So it was just to get back to baseline, and then I'll probably do one like that just to see what the result is. There's 25 people watching right now. Like the stream, y'all. I reloaded my tab just to watch ads. Got to do what I can. Actually, I think if like some people have said that they'll watch ads on purpose and stuff like that to show support. I kind of suspect that like I've actually done a bit of like marketing and bot ads before, and I can say that ads, when you pay the most for ads as an advertiser when the ads work. So when the ads actually, it depends what campaign you're running. If you're just running an impressions campaign, you pay per impression. But if you pay like if you have no data, you'll start off with like an impressions or just like clicks campaign. But actual successful marketers usually go for conversions. So if you don't actually convert and buy the thing that was on the ad, then most of the time that probably does not actually result in a lot of benefit for the creator. And I think there's probably a lot of like anti-fraud detection and stuff like that. So Google's probably smart enough to figure out the difference. I don't really worry about it at all, but I think like advertising has gotten sophisticated enough now that it's not forcing yourself to endure ads probably doesn't really accomplish a lot, unless you really do like the ad and buy stuff. Wants to renovate, sell, and convert into Bitcoin. Maybe he's gonna go with Bitcoin. I'm not sure. Unrelated, but I just made an improved self sketch with a chip and in the middle. An improved self-sketch with a chip in the middle of my face. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like a drawing? But you could have actually wanted to turn each Linux command into I was suggesting like short style content, like the shorts format goes into the shorts reel, and it's does like it's in a different category, but you can make a video, and like if I just make it like I made the most of them 59 seconds, it's actually hard. It's extra work to fit it into 59 seconds. If I just let it be like 61 seconds, then that would force like the exact same video to not be a short, and then it would go through the normal monetization system, and that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like if I had done that, I'm not sure, because the whole advantage of shorts was higher growth, and the vertical format it's primarily designed for like people doing like it's supposed to make content creation easier, so you can just like hold your phone up and be like, yo guys, I'm like I'm doing this thing, going out for a walk today, and then you post that, and it's supposed to lower the barrier. So I guess in a way I'm not these high effort Linux command shorts videos are not really what they actually had in mind, but I figured it's new, and I'll try this out, and maybe it'll maybe it'll be wildly successful, and I think it kind of worked. I got something for it, but it's questionable if it was the best thing. Info command, it's easier than to Google. Do I have a Discord channel? I do not. Some people have discussed having a Discord, but it's I don't know. Maybe I'll like try to grow the community a bit more, and come up with a more articulate way of that stuff. Because also, like if I do set up that, I have to moderate it and stuff. And we consider a fan club community Discord. I ended up making one already. Yeah, I have no. If people want to set up something like that, I will not discourage or endorse anything. It's just it's a separate thing outside of me, because I don't know. It could be like people that hang out there and say like, hey, my name's Robert Elder. Here, click on this Bitcoin scam link and stuff like that. And that's the main concern I'd have. But as long as people are not doing Bitcoin scams in my name, then I don't think that'd be very much work. Maybe a compilation of shorts, or if there aren't other ideas, I'd want to join that Discord community. Yeah, if you guys think you would benefit from it, knock yourselves out. Great minds think alike. Yeah, I think that's the way YouTube has become. It's a way to, people who think alike tend to end up on the same videos. All YouTube I see stays are paid impressions. They just won't buy more if conversion rate is low. Yeah, I haven't actually experimented that much with the whole. I think I did try creating one shorts ad, and it was really expensive. It is lame when creators become $2 shop presenters for profit. I'm not sure what that means. $2 shop presenter. Especially when someone became successful because they were down to earth to begin with. Sup YouTube, it's your boy, Robert Elder. How do I find tools for CTF for obfuscated files? I don't know much about CTF, capture the flag, I assume. No, bro, please set up a Discord channel. Always brings the worst people, bro. Never do it. Yeah, I'm not involved. It's gonna get you canceled. I mean, the person that started the Discord, or me. We have 6 members. Discord is a liability, TBH. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I can't control the internet. I can barely get control over my own housing situation. Yeah. So. Oh yeah. So housing situation. So as of today, I have not gotten a rent eviction notice. Fortunately, the people next door. So some of the people downstairs, the people in charge of the tenants union, they said that they've gotten two eviction notices. One is a rent eviction notice, like notice to demolish, and then the building person came in and like inspected the place and said, like, because they have a freezer and an air conditioner, that is not allowed. So they're going to like they gave them was it an N5 or something, because they want to they say it's like interfering with other people, and then apparently there's other people like they've been following up with more inspections to see if they still have this stuff, and so I've been doing a little bit of research as well to like understand a bit more about the building and like what understand the whole corporate structure behind it. I don't have anything to report on that yet. Oh yeah, the note about car fob. So I said that they gave a notice to everyone saying you can't park, you don't have parking, you have to pay $250 for parking, and then I think some people did, and then they changed the used to be able to get in with a key to the parking garage, but now they changed it with like it's like a key card. It's a key fob entry. So now you have to like use the fob to get in, and then they just changed that abruptly without telling anyone. So the a whole bunch of people like went down to go and use their cars, and then they just weren't able to get to their cars. And apparently he like distributed some fobs to the parking garage beforehand to some people, to like, I don't know, people he likes or people who paid some of the money, and then of course everyone else was angry, so they went down and complained and all this kind of stuff, and then he gave people some people complained they got fobs to get in, and because some people are on like a really old contract, like it's an old building, some people have lived here for like 20-30 years. Some of the people on the old thing where it says it's not as clear in their lease that they have parking, but even though they do, it does specifically say parking. They they complained, they got a fob to get in, but then like a week later he deactivated it. And I mean, that's one of the other stressful things about being in a building where they're trying to rent evict you, is because like I want to just forget about all this crap, but there's so much drama all the time. Like in the hallway, I can hear, I always hear people talking like about, so and so did this during the day, or like, they're changing this or that, and then that makes the tenants really upset. So then I get all these notices through my door about like, oh, we're all going to get together and file this form and do this thing. And it's just so much drama all the time. Authentication methods on the spam security for bots for the server. Yeah, we have a tenants union. There's been a few meetings so far. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. Created my own backup system for the home directory. Both encrypts, exit compressed data. It is obfuscated and data cannot read if not of a key. Neat. Oh, you have AC and a freezer? Off to Brazil you go. Yeah, it's really annoying, and it's not like you can just leave or something. Like they own the building, so they own our home. Either overloading electrical system, fire risk will be their justification for the freezer AC thing. Yeah, I mean, if they have a specific concern, like, sure, like if they want to repair, if they want to do a good faith repair, I'm sure like people would be fine, but they don't want to do that. Their goal is 100% to just get people out, because of course they've been doing that, and then they jack up the rents. Just hope you updated your XED. Yeah. That sounds legally fishy. Hope your union retains a lawyer. Yeah, there's I mean, the people who bought this building are like, I think the guy is actually a commercial real estate lawyer, and he knows exactly like what they're doing is just walking right up to the, where they have a legal rights to do stuff, and trying to get away with as much, make it as difficult to live here as possible that they legally can. And I mean, some people, if they keep this up long enough, some people will just be like, screw this, like, I don't want to deal with this, and they'll leave. Postgres developers working on Azure. Over here, getting it twisted. Block binding simulation game. In what language are you writing it? Are you using third-party engine? There's no engines, and it's in Java. Maybe taxing, but you might be the person who could contribute to calm and orderly attitude. Yeah, I've been, talking to people. I've been, researching and obtaining information, and so far I haven't made a lot of noise or made a lot of waves. But if they send an eviction notice through that door, then that's going to get a lot of my attention. Doesn't matter if they never deployed a real project. Wonder how many organizations are doing this stuff. The new Vim bindings. There's some conversation there, but Postgres. I won't read all that. Java and OpenGL. No, it's purely terminal. A lot of people hate on Java, but I like it. It's it's more work to set up classes and stuff, but it's like it has a very enterprisey feel. Like there's a lot of really really obscure things. Really seem like they're done well. Like there's not as many kind of like weird with other languages like Python and stuff. There's a lot of just kind of like weird stuff that's weird bugs where if you try to report them or get something done about them, people would be like, oh, well, why are you even doing that? But in enterprise stuff, people are like, oh, okay, we got to take this seriously. Yeah, so there's always drama. People always like talking in the hall. I always hear people knocking on people's doors, be like, "Oh, does your key fob work and stuff?" And then I'll be like, "That's not right. We got to talk to a lawyer." And it's just, I want to forget about this stuff and be productive, but it's months and months and never ends. So if some of you are interested in, if you know me from my block mining simulation game, that's one of the things. It would be really great to if I could get back to doing a lot more work on that. I had planned to start doing a lot more, getting my focus back on it 2 months ago or something, but just everything else took priority. And then the kind of baseline, maintaining the output of the shorts videos and maintaining the client work and stuff. It's just the block mining simulation game is going to come after that. So right now, I did a Kickstarter campaign, and I raised, I don't know, like $200 or something. It's not much, but it just brings in a little bit more revenue and gets some bootstrap some interest in the project. For that, I was planning to actually do one more release before I'll probably do like another little mini Kickstarter to raise, I don't know, I may raise like a couple $100 or something again. But it's, in that sense, I'll never make a lot of money on Kickstarter from that, but it's just another little like advertisement mechanism to bring in a few people into my whole content ecosystem. Right tool for the job. I have a soft spot for Java, but that's mostly because I initially learned data structure in Java back in 2005. Java's just like there's certain languages that I think are good for like low fidelity prototyping, but like if I want to work on a massive project that other people have worked on and that I want to work with other people on, Java's a decent language. Xed is safe folks to compress and beats currently any commercial software out there. All enough remember MS is doing exactly this shady, so I can understand why people might believe that. I'm not following that conversation, but I'll just skip ahead. Okay, and the last thing. So yeah, I've got this like chaotic set of projects that I'm working on, doing a million different things, working on the client work and the shorts and long form videos, and I've also some of you probably saw the chip, the movement stage, the motor movement stage with the rotation thing. It's actually right there, but it's too dark to show you. Anyway, I would like to continue working on that. So the next thing that I want to do that is I have to drill some holes and in the bearing that I got, and put a shaft coupler on that so that I can make the rotation a little bit more efficient with. It's this thing here. Actually, maybe I'll I've got to see. I think you can kind of see that. I want to drill some holes in that, put some set screws on that so I can attach this and have it turn automatically. So that's if I can get back around to doing that. That is the other thing that I plan to work on. And if you don't know what that is, check out my what did I call that video? Raspberry Pi powered precision movement stage. I think that's what I called it. Here, XZ author was inept. Microsoft was inept. Actual author of bug was provably malicious and is only known to be bad actor in the story. What is this injection thingy? Now it's the rotation. If you check my video on Raspberry Pi powered precision movement stage, that's the full explanation. It's just the thing I use for getting really, really precise movements. And if I can get that one's for the rotation, but if I can also get the 3 axes running, then I can make even more videos on the microchips. Shaft coupler is my favorite coupler. Yeah, mine too. Java, write once, run everywhere. CNC stuff. Yeah, I guess it's basically kind of like a homemade CNC machine, but my goal with it is I consider it basically like a microscope stage. That's do you take any forensics private contracts? Like for consulting? No. Write once, debug everywhere. Yeah, I guess I haven't encountered issues with Java working differently on different platforms, but I've used Java a fair amount, but there's a lot of details in it that I haven't really. It's one of those things where I keep. At first, I thought I knew a lot about Java, and then I keep learning more stuff about it and how it works internally. I'm continuously humbled by how much I don't know. Random, but do you play chess? I tried it out like when I was a kid, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of interesting, but I never got super into it. And it's one of those things that I just kind of decided like, there's so many things to do. I'm just going to not be good at this. Write once, never quite catch up with the voicemails from Oracle demanding licensing money. Yeah, it's Oracle is very litigious. Java's bloated. It was big in its day. I think it's still pretty popular. They're adding a lot to it. So you don't take the contracts that require you to do forensics for the client. I don't have that kind of volume of contracts to be turning down. It's good contracts are hard to find. I know that I know nothing. Words to live by. Yeah, there's too much knowledge. The problem with knowledge is that it doesn't matter how smart you are. There's always like a bunch of people who are approximately as smart as you. Like there's at least 1,000 smart people in the world, and they're constantly putting out tons and tons of like specifications and stuff. And so if you have to learn all that, you're not gonna catch up. Do you know any good forensic specialists? Not particularly. Please forgive me. What are some pros to using Linux over Windows? I guess it would depend on what kind of perspective you're coming at it from. Like if you yourself are on Windows and you're kind of a casual observer of Linux, you don't really know why people use it. I would say like there's a lot of things like the reasons I use Linux are because the work I do, most of the things only really work well on Linux. There's no reason, there's no benefit for me to use Windows. A perfect example is like in scripting and automation and stuff. You have to do that. If you want to script things, if you want to automate stuff, command line interfaces are better than anything to do with graphical. So if you have to automate something in a graphical environment, that's way more work. Correct. There's always someone smarter and faster till they get exhausted and run out of steam. Yeah, it's not just that there's someone smarter, but it's that there's so many people are producing entropy. So like if you ask me to make a specification on something, then I might write like a 5-page specification. I make decisions and stuff like that. But there's thousands of people making those decisions and writing documents and stuff like that. So it's like, if you can memorize everything in the POSIX specification, but there's like 1,000 POSIX specifications being written every single day. I've dealt with being hacked, and getting a new device won't solve it. I have tried to contact authorities and they're useless. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. Yeah, I've heard of, I've had, someone called me once and wanted help with something like that. And I mean, it's, the world we live in, it's like, it's impossible to know if you're, if some like, if the NSA wants to get into your stuff, they can. Ready to fun. I wish you all the best. But it's 5 a.m. Sleep. Yeah, 5 a.m. It's time for bed. So you're being targeted. One day, you find that the only tool to solve your problem, it's like a command only utility running on Linux. Yeah, I mean, back to the question on like why Linux. There's a lot of stuff where if you want to like run servers and stuff like that, like a web server, Linux is a pretty natural choice. But if you want to just like use the computer, if you want to like browse YouTube videos, Windows is actually, I think, pretty decent operating system. At least it used to be. I don't know if it's getting worse over time, but all right, I got through my list of stuff. I think I'll probably leave it there for tonight. This was a successful live stream, I think. So, all right. Good night, guys.